Bungie have released Destiny 2, a game that has been teased to us for the last year, and we've finally been able to get back to our Guardian alter egos, and we're ready to see if Bungie have learned from the mistakes from the first game. There's a lot to cover here, so bear with me while I lay my thoughts down for you. Destiny 1 suffered massively at launch with its severe lack of story. The rumours had stated their entire story was changed last minute. It's not hard to see if that was true or not. Destiny 2 has clearly solved that issue. The story, while maybe not the most original, still really hits home with its audience. Somebody comes and takes everything away from you, and it's up to you to fight to get it back. A simple concept, but a brilliant one, especially for Destiny. It's the perfect excuse to start over again as Ghaul destroys the tower and all of your gear. He traps the light, breaking its link to you and all other Guardians. It really is down to you to re-establish that link and take back your home. In terms of the actual story missions, Destiny 2 starts strong, introducing new NPCs for you to meet and get loot from. Then has a slight lull in the middle, where you feel the repetitive nature of the more mundane missions. However, its ending is among my favourites for any game I've ever played. Some creative and epic level design has me excited every time I replay the last few quests. The game looks stunning. Particle effects on explosions are excellent, and cutscenes are straight out of a blockbuster film. The general scenery is beautiful, but then again, even in Destiny 1, this always stood out. Bungie know how to create a beautiful game, and they've done so again, this time in epic 4K.
Eyes up, Guardian.
The audio in the game is another area that really shines, and shines bright. The soundtrack is incredible, and I highly recommend anyone who loves epic, grand video game scores checks out the official soundtrack on Bungie's YouTube channel. I found myself listening to it even when I'm not playing the game, and it really does a great job making you connect with what you are seeing on the screen. You feel real emotion and excitement based not only on your actions, but by how the score presents them to you. Cannot state enough how great the score is, and I have to state that this is definitely one of the standout parts of Destiny 2. The gameplay is largely unchanged from the original game. You still feel like you're playing Destiny, but the game has been tweaked and has evolved. The gunplay is still superb, and largely what kept many playing the first game. However, alongside your melee and grenade abilities come the new class abilities. Hunters retain their Shade Step power from the Night Stalker subclass in D1, however now when you Shade Step, you can either automatically reload your weapon, or if you do this ability while you're near enemies, you can regain your melee ability. Titans are more defensive. They can summon shields to protect them and their fireteam in battle. The first is a large shield that when walked through deals massive amounts of damage to the opponent, whereas the second is a much smaller shield that you can duck behind and automatically reload your weapons. Warlocks have rifts of energy that they can call upon either to heal themselves and their fireteam or empower them all with added damage to enemies. Once the story is over, there is still plenty to do, from Nightfall strikes, adventures, lost sectors, meditations, treasure maps, and public events. If that sounds like a lot, then you're right, it is. Plus, alongside that, we have the weekly milestones that refresh at the scheduled reset on a Tuesday, such as Flashpoints and the Crucible Call to Arms and Trials of the Nine. Bungie have given us a plethora of content to keep us ticking until December, when we're expecting the first expansion, now revealed to be the Curse of Osiris. To avoid spoilers, we're not going to talk about the raid here. However, we will say that it's a lot of fun and there's some really cool mechanics to it. PvP is arguably one of the most important parts of Destiny 2. It's essentially half of the game but has a fraction of what PvE has to offer players. PvP is now split into two playlists. You can no longer choose the specific mode you wish to play. The first playlist is Quick Play. This includes Clash, Control and Supremacy, while the second playlist, Competitive, has two new PvP modes, Countdown and Survival. The games are now 4v4 as opposed to the 6v6 lineups in Destiny 1. The time to kill has been increased for Guardians too, so you'll need to team up with your fireteam and shoot together to have the best chance of winning the exchanges. Despite the glowing praise given to Destiny 2, there are still some elements I wish to see improved. The game has been suffering from a lot of bugs in the opening weeks, and in things such as the raid, this can have a really detrimental effect on your enjoyment and overall experience. There are a few other things like the lack of dedicated servers, and as previously mentioned, the inability to choose the exact mode that you wish to play in PvP. The loot drop system can still be frustrating as well, while still getting plenty of duplicate weapons and armor pieces as opposed to getting new ones to keep your loadout fresh. Ultimately though, these are minor details in a game that has surpassed my expectations in every way. The story is brilliant and has had me gripped despite finishing it on all 3 characters, and the game looks and sounds incredible. I feel like there is so much more to still cover in Destiny 2, but we'll leave it at this. Destiny 2 took everything that was great about the first game and kept it. Then it looked at everything that was wrong with it, and it fixed so much. The game really is superb, and everyone has to go out and play it.